What up, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back on this beautiful Saturday afternoon and/or evening for another episode of the Shop Podcast. First off, I want to start this podcast by saying thanks for everybody, in the Xbox community in particular, for the well wishes and prayers over my son. Just kind of update everybody all at once. He is at home now. He is resting, so he's doing a lot better than he was. So I appreciate the love and support. People were sending me comments and messages all day, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are super, super awesome in my family. My wife appreciates that. My son, also my daughter appreciates that. So, give yourself a big hand if you're in the Xbox community. You guys are awesome. We appreciate the love and support. So, on to today's video. We're back on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, like I said, to bring you guys more content. Another great podcast. It's just the three amigos today. Just the three original guys here on the Shop Podcast. We're gonna rock out. Great to see all you guys come in. Like I said, we appreciate you guys. So, let's go ahead and move on. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce everybody. The chat is live, so put your questions in there. We're probably actually gonna take a few more questions than we would normally take, because of the small panel today, and the slow week also too. It's really not a whole bunch to talk about, but we're gonna make it do what it do anyway. So let's go ahead and start with you, GKB. Let everybody know who you are and where you're at.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's GKB, aka the Governor, as the community has been so gracious to don me with that nickname. I was trying to get the webcam to work on the Shop Podcast so everybody could see my face. I was streaming on Beam this morning, playing some Destiny. Everybody got to see me hang out and have a good time. I appreciate everybody rocking out with us. So yeah, ready to talk some games on the Shop Podcast, bro.
Awesome, for sure. And then my other brother from another mother, Predator, man. Go ahead, let everybody know who you are and where you're at.
Hey, man, it's Predator H2OS. You guys can find me on my own channel, the Xbox After Party. I feel like I'm doing my outro right now. But yeah, I missed the shop last week. I've been super busy, and I apologize to anybody that's following me and listening to my channel. But I'm here today, so let's get this shit going.
For sure. We got some stuff to talk about. So once again, like I always say, you guys put your questions down in the chat. We're going to answer those as they come, probably closer towards the end of the podcast. So fuck it. Let's go ahead and dive right into the topics. Let's just get going. So the first topic I wanted to go over was Destiny Rise of Iron. That DLC just recently came out like a day or two ago. And I know, me and GKB have it. I don't think Predator does as of yet, but I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinions on what you think of the content so far. And, Predator, obviously for you, is that something that you're going to pick up at some point? I know you're leaving here soon, but I wanted to get your opinion. So start with you, GKB, being the fact that you played a shit ton of the game already. What are you thinking of the Destiny DLC Rise of Iron? Do you feel like Destiny at this point, if they put it out right now all as one game, say for instance it didn't come out and came out now with the content that it currently has, you think it's a more of a complete story now? And how are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I think it's a more of a complete game now. I'm definitely enjoying it. Some of the gripes I have is, it feels more of a DLC than it is an expansion, like they were touting. It's definitely a reskin of the Fallen. However, they do look really cool. It's like the Fallen mixed with this tech stuff. The Siva is like this crazy thing, and I don't want to give the story away in case anybody hasn't played it or whatever. But yeah, you're going around. It's a lot of content. The Archon Forge is good. But the problem is the offerings are you can only hold one, so you have to have a bunch of people around so you can keep constantly doing it. It's kind of limited in what it can do at this point, which is kind of a shame because it's actually really fun. The skeleton keys also for the strikes now are just a terrible drop rate. We were playing for hours and hours and hours on strikes. Even the stream this morning we didn't get a skeleton key, and that's terrible. Because you're not really getting that great a loot otherwise. So I hope they fix that. The Plaguelands is awesome. Fellwinter Peak is really cool. It's another social area. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, man. There's just some issues, but I'm sure they'll fix it up.
Okay, cool. And I just picked it up today, a few hours ago, and I've only played probably 3 missions or so. And like you said, it does feel more of just a DLC rather than an expansion. And I was talking about this to you, especially GKB, a day before, how I've still been pissed off is how they're doing or handling the DLC. I've been a day one Destiny guy. And as far as the purchases, and I've bought every piece of DLC, and I hate the fucking fact that season pass doesn't include everything. Some of the people
Right.
that bought the vanilla Destiny with the season pass, you're still buying this extra DLC, but that's a whole another topic, I guess. But so far, as the actual content, it feels pretty good. It definitely feels fresh. I haven't gotten a chance to do any strikes or anything like that, so maybe I know that's one thing that's always kind of plagued Destiny, and they've always had an issue with balancing, especially like drop rates of certain weapons and loot and things like that. I'm assuming at some point they'll update that and patch it and try and balance it out as much as they can. Typical Destiny.
Yeah.
But I haven't dove as much into it. Go ahead.
I think as far as like the weapon balancing, like the only problem I find so far is just the Crucible. It's kind of like run around shotgun. It almost feels like Gears at this point. Like everybody's just running shotguns. So I hope they balance it out so more weapons are viable in there. Because that's kind of, you don't want to just play the same like thing every time.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer. And
yeah,
as far as the DLC too, like you're talking about, like the price is just astronomical for this. Like this should be definitely like $15-$20 max, not 30. So I think that's kind of a little too high for people too.
Yeah, definitely. Remember I asked you on Twitter. I'm like, nah, that thing is about what, $15-$20? He's like, nah, 30. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Not again. Sons of bitches. They know I want to play this shit. So
it's got a lot of content, but not enough to justify $30.
Yeah, not enough to justify $30. And it's I've always said Destiny was the longest running beta in the history of like video games, because that's what it feels like. Like it feels like this gigantic beta, and they just keep adding to the
Adding
beta.
more shit to it. Yeah.
Adding more shit to the beta, because it really at this point it feels like a far more complete game. But Fred, let's go ahead and move over to you, man. Is there anything? Are you gonna pick this up maybe at some point? I know there's a lot of shit coming out soon, and I know you got a lot of other shit going on too. You're deploying and everything. So is this something that you're gonna pick up at some point, maybe?
This is one of those games that I think I would only play just because like you guys are telling me to play it with you. So like I have the Taken King, and I rarely play. I think I played it with you like once or twice, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think my issue with Destiny, and I played the beta, and I was like, okay, I'm not getting this game. And then when Taken King came out, I ended up getting it anyway. So I played through it. I don't even know what my level is right now, but I just don't feel like I was playing it right. Like I didn't ever actually play with anybody when I played the game. So that might have been the issue. But like the Division, I don't want to compare the two games, but when I played the Division, me and you played like religiously.
Yeah.
So I was like having fun playing it with you. But when I played Destiny, I didn't know you when I got Destiny. So
yeah,
it's like, I probably would have jumped in it with you then. But right now, I don't know anything about the balancing. I didn't really know what was going on in the story. I was just playing it to do the missions. And the one time I played with you, I was like, you were saving me like every 5 minutes, So I just it's not that I suck at the game. I just don't have a character that's strong enough yet. And I think jumping into it right now might put me at a disadvantage.
Well, they do give you those sparks that'll upgrade you, but you still gotta work on the armor and all of that stuff. That's the grindy part, Sometimes at this point, if you're just diving in, definitely make sure you hit up a friend who's a higher level, because that's gonna be the easiest way to get you to that level where you can actually start running around and enjoying the game. Rather than kind of just sitting back and letting everybody kill shit, and then you kind of reap the rewards. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. I did it because I got in a little bit later than some people as far as Destiny, and I had some buddies take me through the raids and different things like that until I was high enough to kind of help them do it, rather than just kind of sit in the back and watch and move out the way and shit. So
yeah, I just think I need somebody to kind of get me in the game with them and show me what to do, because with the Division, I understand those weapons. I know what a SCAR is. I know what the guns are. They make sense to me. I know if I put a scope on this, it's gonna fix this, fix that, and et cetera, et cetera. But when I do weapons in Destiny, I don't know what I'm picking up off the ground. I don't know how it affects, what attachments I'm adding on there, how it affects it that much. So I haven't really immersed myself in the game yet. And as far as getting it, will I? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm kind of playing my cards right with my finances because I'm leaving. I don't want to get a game that I have to play with other people when I don't even know how good my internet's going to be when I get where I'm going.
Makes
so
sense. That's for sure. That could be a huge failure. So no, definitely, I get it though. But how's it? And this is a question that I pose these questions to the panel, but I also pose them to the actual chat. So everybody in the chat, how are you guys enjoying the Rise of Iron DLC? Chime in. Let us here at the panel know how you guys are enjoying that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. And like you guys, like I always do, I like to throw in just kind of a randomly generated question that I may have thought of. We do the news questions and current events and things like that as far as video games, but I like to just throw in a hypothetical question every now and then. So, and this is one of those to the chat also too. Like, what are you guys gaming expectations in 2017 as far as, what's it looking like on the calendar, and are there any things you guys feel like you're going to be playing long term? And kind of what are your expectations as far as maybe even some trends continuing into 2016? So I'll start with you on this one, Pred. What are your expectations for 2017?
Oh man, I want to be deep in Battlefield 1. I know that for sure. I think the beginning of the year is going to be the typical slow season, but I think maybe we'll get one, like maybe Scalebound, maybe that surprise game that everybody plays, kind of like how Quantum Break came out last year around the beginning of the year too. So hopefully Scalebound comes out. Hopefully Cuphead comes out before then, but I mean, I'm almost getting to the point where I don't even care about that game. And then you get that drought. Oh, of course, I'm going to play Ghost Recon, but man, I don't know, man. Like, I think we know what's coming from Microsoft. It's the stuff that I don't know that's really exciting me. I'm ready for E3 too. So the Scorpio reveals coming in 2017. That's like biggest.
Yeah, are they just revealing that during the holiday, or is that? I wonder if they're going to show it at E3, or if they're going to hold off and just wait.
I mean, there's so much surrounding this. Like, I've heard like it's going to get delayed because of the chip issue. I've heard, I mean, Microsoft came out and said holiday 2017, but is that just going to be the reveal? And then maybe they release it like in 2018 because of the chip issues going on right now, or maybe they're actually going to release it at E3, reveal it at E3 and release it like they did for the Slim, like in August, September timeframe. So I think next year, that's what everybody wants to see next year. Going into E3, I think that's going to be what everyone's wanting to hear about and talk about. And I know you don't like talking hardware, but I think that's going to be big 2017.
All right, cool. Makes sense. I think so too. I mean, it's the next step, next evolution. I don't know if anybody's confirming that it's the official next new start of generation. I wouldn't consider that the new, because the generation is kind of the key word here. You know what I mean? That's kind of, that line's getting blurred with these different iterations, I can say, of consoles. So maybe it's not the next step. We're entering a new generation. Maybe it's just a kind of like a half step, 0.5 type deal. So I guess we'll see. But GKB, what about you, man? 2017, man. 2016 is winding down. What's going on with you, man? What you thinking about? Any trends you feel like going to continue? Anything?
Man, like I'm kind of on the same thing there as Predator. Like I think in the beginning, the first couple of months is going to be catching up on a few games for me personally that I'm just not going to have time. There's so many games coming out now. So the backlog is going to get huge, and then I'm going to try and get a couple done. Then like end of February, March, you're probably going to get a couple new games coming out. Then the news is going to start ramping up for the Scorpio and such, probably at E3. I don't know if they're going to show the Scorpio before, because Microsoft has the build conference and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if they're going to show the Scorpio then or not. Maybe behind. Yeah, it'd probably be like behind closed doors kind of stuff. But yeah, well, man, they could too, because of VR. They're talking about like VR support. The controller, Xbox controller is going to be with the Samsung VR thing now. So you never know what could be happening. But we're going to be hitting a lot of conferences next year with PAX and E3 and probably a couple more.
Oh yeah.
So
it's
gonna be crazy, man. I just hope, my expectations for next year is, I hope with the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio out, like this whole power and resolution thing just goes away, and we can start talking about what really matters to gamers, and that's the games. That's one of the big expectations for me. And them spreading out the games throughout the year and not just like jamming us
at the end of the year. It's crazy.
Last 3 to 4 months, they pack shit in. Yeah.
That's what I'm.
All right, same here, man. I'm kind of right in line with the both of you guys. I feel like next year is going to be huge. Scorpio obviously is going to be huge. Like I said before, I'm not sure when that's going to be revealed. Are they going to do it at E3? Are they going to wait? Play it kind of close to the chest. And I don't know if they can actually. I mean, I think as we get closer to E3, I mean, I can imagine the rumors that are going to be swirling next year before E3. Usually like a month or two ahead of time, you start the rumor mill kicks up, and you get the insiders, quote unquote, air quotes.
That's the thing with
out.
Microsoft. They got some major leaks in the house. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But right before the show at E3, like, the Xbox One S and all that stuff, and the cat's
You know
out
what though? You know what
Scorpio.
though? I will say this about Microsoft this year. I mean, this past year, they've actually been able to kind of put a stranglehold on some of it. Like typically, you would have gotten a leak like that earlier. Like a month or so earlier in the past, the old Microsoft, we'd have known about that shit already. They actually held it on until like the day of. So I think they actually did a good job. They're doing better. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even think it's like their fault. It's probably somebody else that they trust, and they just went and did it. But like for me, like I know all of us, like we anticipate E3 and all that kind of stuff. We want to be wowed and not see everything before the show starts.
Yeah, same here, definitely. I mean, and I think Predator's right too. I feel like last year they did a better job at keeping the leaks, because I mean, if you remember, it was fairly quiet. Like right up until like the week of or so. So it wasn't too much going on. There was some like outland. Obviously, you get like I said, the rumor mill going. There's always some shit that kind of gets thrown out there for either clickbait or just somebody just trying to get somebody to retweet or something. So all these real fake documents and things like that. But I think it was pretty tight last year. I think they did a really good job. Even Sony did a pretty good job of keeping their, even though they didn't have as much, but they still did a pretty good job of keeping things under wrap as far as what was going to be shown, games, things like that. So
what do you guys think they're going to call the Scorpio? I want to ask that.
You know what? I was thinking about that.
The other day too.
Yeah, that's a damn good question, man. You
Xbox Supreme.
I don't know. I
mean,
hear
you already got. Go ahead.
You already hear like people like wanting to say like, keep Scorpio. It's kind of already a brand on its own at this point.
Yeah.
But they usually never do that. Like their code name is usually changed by the time they're about to release it. And I don't know. For me, man, I just want them to go back. It's going to be kind of hard. It's going to be like the Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox One something, because it's in that family. But I really wish they would just go back and just be like, it's the Xbox. Like, that's all we need.
That's all we need. Yeah, that would be neat.
Simple.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, I don't know if Scorpio will hold up. I don't know. I mean, it is kind of like stuck now. We've kind of, especially in the Xbox community here on Twitter, we've just branded. Even the execs at Xbox, the whole Scorpio thing kind of just took on a mind of its own. So I think it's close. I don't know if they'll keep it. I don't know, because Scorpio, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, if you just put you couldn't do that because you already have a 1S, but I don't know, maybe Xbox One S Elite. I'm not sure what they can call it. Look at who just dropped in, everybody.
What's going on, people?
What's going on, man? So. Yeah, it looks like Xbox crashed the party, everybody, man. What's up, Xbox?
Man, not too much, yo. Freaking wild time over on next podcast. We had Snaps. She had to leave early to go to work, and then the guys just went crazy. So we ran a little overtime.
Man. I was like,
yeah.
They went on a rant for about an hour.
Oh my goodness! But it was kind of fun. We actually tackled the whole YouTube Heroes thing kind of in depth from the beginning. I don't know if you guys really know about that program, but
we were talking about that pre-show.
Man, that seems to be that dynamite. Once you light that wick, man, it could be done on YouTube.
Looking like fucking Elmer Fudd trying to blow out that fire, huh?
Oh my goodness, man. But
anyway,
as long as we get the word out there,
Yeah, no, I feel you. We may get into that, man, at the very end. We were talking about that pre-show. GKB kind of filled us in on what was going on with that. I hadn't heard, but so I'm gonna go ahead and pose this question to you, Xbox. Now that you've did you finish your thought of GKB and Fred?
Man.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you guys had something to add. So we were talking about Xbox. We were talking about 2017 and our expectations. Like, what trends as far as gaming you think are going to continue? What's in store for Xbox in 2017? So I wanted to run that by you also too, man. What are you thinking for 2017 for Xbox?
Yeah, I feel that to look at 2017, I'm gonna come back to 2016 real quick and E3 2016. If you notice, they showed a bunch of games that were coming out like within this year, early next year. I think they're holding a bunch of stuff back to be able to be shown at E3 coming up in 2017. I think they're going to hit us with games, man. We're going to have the crackdowns. We're going to I think Scalebound's going to come out earlier. But Halo 3 Anniversary, I strongly believe that's going to come out around the time of the Scorpio. And what Microsoft has been doing this whole generation is just going to continue and kind of like multiply. I think there's going to be more games. And then, they're going to show it on this new, more powerful hardware, and they're going to show exactly what the developers have been up to. And the funny thing about it is, talking to certain people that work within Xbox, they are supremely confident with Holiday 2017. They are supremely confident with E3 coming up in 2017 as well. They feel like they have a home run, and they cannot wait to show this.
Yeah, it's been ever since E3, really. You see the momentum carry over in the media. You see it carry over with the numbers. I don't typically give a shit about NPDs, but when you win 2 months in a row, and they've kind of been one of the areas where they've been struggling at is those NPDs, on a month-to-month basis. But you see the success of the S and the momentum that they got carried over. They did everything. They seem to be doing things at this point. It's kind of like chess-like moves, and they seem to be making the right moves at the right time. Getting behind, putting their foot in the door early for the 4K thing by putting the 4K Blu-ray player, then having an HDR, which is fairly new technology for consoles. Not for like cameras and things like that. But
Blam,
yeah, sure.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Sure.
With looking back at this entire generation and seeing the swing that's going on right now, I can relate it all the way back to one move that Xbox and Microsoft did. Do you guys know what that move is?
No.
Phil Spencer.
True.
If you look back at it, they put the right head at the Xbox division, and look what has come from it since then. And it seems to be building up. That momentum is building. The games library is building. The positivity is just building ever since he got into, to be the head of Xbox, man.
Yeah, I definitely
put a gamer in there, not just some suit in a tie.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like he's changed, and you know what? It even starts before that, because I feel like Satya may be the result of that, because of the way he runs Microsoft as a whole. Microsoft is not. This is not the Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer Microsoft. This is a completely new Microsoft. They're kind of the culture, around Microsoft as a whole has completely changed. Their focus has completely changed. I mean, I seen that picture, with Satya Nadella standing there holding, when Gears 4 went gold, standing there holding the disc at Coalition Studios and everybody. He is 100% behind what Phil is doing, and by him putting Phil in that position, like I feel like he's kind of the major reason why we're seeing this rebound from Xbox, because he's like, what, we need to really change the mindset around here. These people's got us out here, looking crazy in the streets. Like, we really need to get somebody in here that knows what they're doing, that has their ear to the streets, their pulse on what real gamers want to know. And they're very personable, and I just feel like this is a new Xbox, a new era. And Phil executed his plan perfectly. And you know what the funny thing about Phil is Xbox that people don't realize is that anytime when he first got the position till now, his narrative has always been the same. He's always even keel. He stays focused on what the benefits are going to be for the community, what the benefits are going to be for the Xbox consumer. He always stayed the course. He's never strays. They try and put him in a box, a lot of the media a lot of times, and put him in these weird places with, certain questions and things like that. But he always makes it work. He always makes it work, and he never paints himself in a corner. So he's done a phenomenal job with the brand.
Blam, like I thought I had something with the Phil Spencer thing, but with you going up above and beyond and hitting Satya, dude, I cannot agree with you more. That's 110% fact right there, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, as an Xbox, gamer myself and all you guys, we're incredibly happy with the direction. You see the momentum, and it's a lot of great stuff going on right now. And like you said earlier, man, I think they're holding some things close to the chest. They're playing poker right now, so they haven't played all their cards yet, definitely. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. So I don't have this game as of yet, and I have not played it, even though I know the demo was out. But I want to get you guys' opinions. Yeah, definitely on Forza 3, man.
Yo, anybody on the panel buy the Ultimate Edition? Come on, somebody.
No, I don't. GKB, Fred, did you guys?
No, I didn't get the Ultimate. No.
Okay.
I'm the only one with the experience then? Oh, no.
I'll save you for last, Xbox, because I know.
No doubt, man.
I'll save you for last. But Fred, did you get a chance to play Forza Horizon 3? Is he here?
Okay.
Or maybe not. Okay, well, we'll wait for him to get back if he's not. GKB, I know you've played it. So what's your experience with Forza Horizon 3, man? Is it living up to that 90 plus Metacritic? Not that I give two shits about Metacritic, but is it living up to us Xbox fan standards as far as what Playground Games put up?
Like, for me, man, like, I thought this game was going to be special, and when I played the demo, it exceeded my expectations. Like, I was just in awe, like, when I got into the game and just, playing that tutorial stuff. I didn't get the Ultimate Edition, so I got to wait till next week to actually play the full game. But if that demo is any indication, man, like, it's sweet, man. I can't wait. It's like car porn for all those car guys, so it's going to be awesome, man.
Hashtag car porn. Put that out there on Twitter right now.
Yeah. Anyway, but anyway, so yeah, okay, all right. So I hadn't even got a chance. I downloaded it, but I hadn't played it, man. Been super busy. So, Fred, I want to ask you the same question, man. Did you get a chance to play that Forza Horizon 3 demo? And what are your expectations? I know you probably got the game pre-ordered already.
Yeah. I actually have. I played the demo. I couldn't wait, man. I was like up, like ready to hit the download button, like hitting refresh and shit. So, yeah, man. And I'm not even a Horizon fan. I'm more of a Forza Motorsports fan.
Me as well.
Yeah, I mean, I love customizing my cars and stuff like that on Forza. When I played the other Forza Horizons, I just couldn't get into it. And then I played this demo. I was like, holy shit, this game looks amazing. I mean, like, it just looks good. I just bought it because it looks good. I'm not even a fan of the series. But like, I was like, man, this game, and I saw the scores, and like, you had those two asshole scores that came on Metacritic, and I don't use Metacritic as a basis of what games I'm gonna buy, but that was some bullshit. Like, you have all these 90s and 80s, and you got a 40 and a 60 and it's lumped in there out of nowhere. So, but I'm loving the game, man. And I read the reviews and stuff like that. A few of the reviews. That I saw on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, this game's going to be something special when it comes out, when it actually releases on Tuesday. And I didn't get the Ultimate Edition either, so I'm waiting till Tuesday. And I'm like, right now as I'm saying this, I'm like, man, I should just fucking cancel that pre-order and try and get the other edition now. So but I loved it, man. I loved every little bit of it that I got to play. I had a good time with it, and it looked good, and it wasn't even in HDR yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I was seeing? People posting. Some people had screenshots. Other people had like GIFs, things like that of like some early gameplay or demo. And my mouth was just drooling, man. My mouth was just completely drooling. And I mean, I was so impressed with the level of detail that they put into that game. I mean, it just the GIF that I saw that really fucking blew my socks off was some guy put it up on Twitter. It was like a Mustang, and it was kind of just sitting there idling in like the Australian, like, I guess, countryside, or just. And the clouds, the environment, the trees, the grass, like, everything was so goddamn well done. Yeah. So lifelike. I was like, are you serious? It's like, it was crazy.
Sold me, I saw a video of this guy doing time lapse of like a 24-hour day, and like the background, the horizon and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it looked real. I mean, like, if you didn't know any better, you would think like, man, where's that at? That's a nice place. I want to sit on that beach and relax and shit. But it's a video game. And I was actually looking at this earlier today too. Early this morning, I was looking at the comparison videos from the PC specs and the Xbox One specs, and it holds its own against the PC with HDR. Yeah. I mean, the Xbox One version with HDR holds its own against the PC. I mean, I know you can't really see from a regular monitor or anything like that, from like watching on YouTube and stuff like that. But what I saw looked amazing. It looked like it matched it spec for spec on PC.
That's just fucking impressive. That just goes to show you how much time and care they put into this game. Like, I know Xbox mentioned that they went to the Australian wilderness for like, how long was it, Xbox?
They spent quite a few days there just freaking recording the sky, dude.
Yeah,
like that's day and night, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, anywhere between a couple days to like a week or so. They were there day and night just recording it constantly.
Yeah, it's insane the level of detail, and that's not even a full retail game, man. So I'm definitely, interested in playing this game. Gonna buy it. Not even a big racing fan at
Oh,
all myself, but
wait to hear what I have to say about it, man.
yeah, we definitely moving on to you, right? GKB, did I get to you already, brother?
Yeah, man.
You got started with you first. Yeah, okay. So Xbot, man, release the Kraken, man. I know you got a lot to say about the game, brother. Go ahead.
All right, man. For those of you guys that experienced the demo and your mind got blown from the demo, I will let you know you have not seen anything yet. All right, the way that the environment, when you go from like the rainforest to the desert, the way like the trees kind of lessen over time and stuff like that, because the map is so big. It's not just a stark like hard line. All of a sudden you're in the desert. You can actually see a transition going from like the forest to the desert, going from the desert to Surfer's Paradise, which is their city with the skyscrapers and stuff like that. Dude, the map is absolutely huge. And we talk about the sky. Not only does the sky move, like the clouds move, but they change. So as you're sitting there and you're watching the sky, you'll see this big cloud, and you'll see it morph from a big like white chunky cloud to a more thinned out cloud going up over the horizon. Not only that, they have brought over the vinyl imports into this game. So if you are a vinyl person, you can import your vinyls that you made in Forza 6, in Horizon 2, Forza 5. You can import all of those vinyls into Horizon 3 and use them on your cars. Not only that, like having the aspect of being able to create your own races. Like I was in the desert and they're showing all these buggies and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, man, I'd rather take this Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 out. So I went in and grabbed my Evo 6 and I put all rally parts on it. And then all of a sudden, all these races that were meant to be done with a buggy, I'm doing it rallying with Lancers and Subaru WRXs. It's however you want to do it. The game is phenomenal. All right. And it is probably the best racing game I have ever played. Yeah.
And how is, I got a question. How is the drop in, drop out, man? Is it pretty seamless as far as like if you're playing with?
That's one thing I haven't done yet. It's one thing, me and the Don, we're going to go into online co-op tonight. So I'll keep you guys posted on that in terms of the drop in, drop out, how seamless that is. But if you know from Forza Horizon 2, it was pretty good. You had that you had that one, few seconds where your car was just kind of autopiloting, and then all of a sudden you were into either your friends like racing against other people or in that free roam aspect. So everything that they did in Horizon 2 has been improved for Horizon 3. And this is one thing also to take into account, is this is the first Horizon that was made from the ground up with DirectX 12. A lot of people, were talking a lot of junk about DirectX 12, when it first came out and it was given to developers, but there's something about an API. An API you have to develop assets for. When you come in with a brand new API that, you doesn't have any assets, it just has tools for you to work with, you have to let the developers be able to build upon those tools and create assets within that API. And Forza Horizon 3 is a direct correlation of what can be done with a DirectX 12 game. It is stunning.
All right, so you heard it here first, folks. Man, I mean, I know as we've seen the videos. I've seen not walkthroughs, but like kind of let's play type deals.
Did I increase the hype? Did I build it?
Man, I'm trying to tell you, and that's the tip of the iceberg, people. There's a lot of other things that's going on in that game. So stay tuned, because I know probably GKB will be giving us a review Once he gets to play the full game, I'm pretty sure Pred probably will give us a review. I'm pretty sure, if XBot hadn't already, he's going to give us one too. So stay tuned, everybody. I'm picking up the game also too, so I may even do a review myself. So we definitely looking forward to the game.
Not for anything blaming, but if I could announce it here first, like nobody has heard except for Snaps, because I talk to her all the time about stuff I'm going to do on my
you're
channel.
married to her.
Yeah. All right. Yo, I will announce that this game will be the first review I do under a new project I call Xbox Review School. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to review the game in a matter that your papers and stuff like that when you went to school were graded. So instead of that 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, I'm going to grade it like, an 85 for a B, 95 for like that kind of like lower A, up to 99. I'm still kind of on the fence about giving anything a 100 though. I'm one of those tough teachers. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Yeah, it's hard to. I don't know if there's a such thing as a perfect game. Maybe there is, but there's always usually something that'll knock a point or two off the game. But
you guys think man, get nominated for Game of the Year?
Dude, I wish it would, but racing games, they don't. If it gets considered and nominated and put in with the group, that is an absolute win. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, because it's definitely just based on the reviews and everything we've been seeing, and even I guess the score even. Everybody is like, oh my God, this is definitely the racer of the generation thus far. So shout out to Playground Games. You always do your damn thing with Forza Horizon. So we're looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to seeing some reviews on that game, on that bad boy until I get it myself. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here. And this is one of those other questions that I kind of want to ask to the panel because it's something that's been, Xbox is really, really moving in this direction. And we don't talk about it as much. But if you guys, I know you guys remember the last 2 or 3 years of that 360 generation where Xbox was pretty much Call of Duty, Halo, Gears, Forza, and that was pretty much it. There wasn't really, a lot of diversity. We knew it was coming. At that point, they were kind of just chugging along with game diversity. And since Phil Spencer's been on board, he's always preached that, games first, games. So I'm most impressed not with only the amount of games, but with the amount of diversity in the games that we're getting from Xbox. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why they've been, in my opinion, so successful thus far, especially this generation, is because, I know we don't have like JRPGs up the ass or, those types of games yet, but I'm fully impressed with the new IPs and how different each new IP has been from one another. And, they haven't been just a bang, shoot 'em up, AAA blockbuster, typical Call of Duty style, Halo style type games. You're really seeing some different kind of titles from Recore, Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, all these games, even since the beginning of the generation that we've been getting, Quantum Break and Rise and, all these crazy games. So I'm really, really impressed. And I want to ask you guys about, what do you guys think about the diversity as far as the games lineup that Xbox has been showing this generation? So we'll start with you on this one, Governor. What do you think, man?
I think it's really awesome, man. Like, as a gamer, this is what you want. You want a multitude of variety of games to play. Like, you don't want to be stuck at just shooters or just this, just that. Like, you want to try a bunch of different experiences. That's what it's all about, is being a gamer. And it's going to continue on to next year. Like, we're going to have like Scalebound and Sea of Thieves, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait for that game. Like Crackdown 2 with like the whole destructible multiplayer environments and stuff that's just unheard of right now, especially on consoles. Like that stuff's just not happening. So I can't wait for next year. Next year is just going to be like just bananas, man. Like with Scorpio and all this stuff coming out. Like I think console gamers, like we have. The 360 was a pretty good, powerful for its time and stuff like that. But like, PC's been having like that power thing for a while, and Scorpio isn't going to be as powerful, but it's going to bridge, it's going to get real close to the PC market and as far as what they're doing. And it's going to be a real joy for like the console gamers to see like what all that power can be done. I just hope it's not just put towards 4K and let's make bigger, better games. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, cool, man. Good point. Lots of good points, man, there. Super duper. And I want to ask you another question too, GKB, by the way, to kind of tag on at the end there. Do you think that's just a direct, I'm thinking of the word, not response, but do you think that's a direct result Phil Spencer being put his head as Xbox as far as the way the games and how diverse they are?
Absolutely, because I mean he's a gamer at heart. He's run the the Microsoft Studios for a long time there, building all these games. I mean that's what he loves. So he's making games that he himself wants to play. So that's enjoyable to see, and you can see that in the IPs that we're getting. They ain't getting as much love with the media and all that stuff, but us as Xbox guys are enjoying these games, especially like Record just came out. Man, I haven't met someone that has played that yet and didn't enjoy that game. So.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, awesome. So, on to you, Pred. What do you think about the diversity, man? How are you feeling about just the way the lineup? I mean, this entire gen, like I was saying earlier, if you really go look at the exclusives and the games that have been coming to Xbox, they're really, really different from one another. You're not seeing, there's really no trend, I guess you can say. But they're all really different. They're all really exciting, new ideas. So, how you feeling about the diversity moving into 2017?
Yeah, I'm loving what they have coming out. Even what they've had this year with Quantum Break being a little bit different game than what we used to play in specifically Recore, which I thought came out at the perfect time because all these shooters are lumped in here at the end of the year, and they drop a game like that everybody seems to love, even though the review scores weren't all that amazing. But the game is still phenomenal to me. I love the game. I've been playing it as much as I possibly can. I think you mentioned, there's no JRPGs and that's coming. I think, we'll probably get, we'll get Scalebound. It seems like we're going to get the Blue Dragon, maybe a Blue Dragon 2 coming soon. So those games will come. And I think the reason why we're not getting those, because those titles are typically made, in the Japanese area, and we don't really sell well there. So developers don't want to develop for a console that doesn't sell well in their own country. So it seems. So we'll get them. They'll come. I think the only thing we're missing is a baseball game. And I'm not a huge baseball video game fan, but I know a lot of people are. And I think that's one thing that we're missing. And I know, Microsoft isn't going to, put forth the money to get the marketing and licensing and stuff like that for a baseball game. And it's something that EA or something like that would have to do. But, I don't think we'll ever get one on Xbox like Sony has, to be honest with you. But for what they've got so far and what they've got lined up for next year, I mean, you can't complain if you're an Xbox gamer. You're going to get a little bit of everything.
Definitely. Yeah, I share same sentiments, man. I think that, it's definitely been shown and proven over time as far as the generation with these type of games that are coming out, man. Sadly, there have been a couple that, haven't been supported as much as I would like, namely like Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive. But the diversity is still there, and we want to continue this trend also too. So people go out and purchase Recore and support these games and go buy them. You know what I'm saying? If you already have it, kudos to you. But if you don't, take a look. Take a look at the game. Go buy it. I can almost guarantee that you're gonna love it. So Xbox kind of poses the same question to you, brother. What do you think about Xbox One's diversity? As far as like these exclusives and the lineup and the direction that they're going in 2017 with the lineup.
It's really cool to see what Microsoft is doing when it comes to games, because not only are they diverse, but they're also innovative. You look at a title like Sea of Thieves that is basically kind of like this open world, like multiplayer, kind of like get your crew together and go out and treasure hunt and watch out for these mythical creatures and stuff. It's something that's like truly innovative on a console. Then you look at something like Quantum Break that was able to blend a TV show into the video game, something you've never really seen before. So I think not only is the diversity awesome, but it's also the innovation within that as well. And I hear a lot of people that talk about, JRPGs, but when you gotta like pick it down to one thing that your console is not giving right now, I think you can say that the console is pretty diverse. I mean, you got your platformers, you got your, your third person kind of like, shooter type grinding, traversing type game. When it comes to like Sunset Overdrive, you have like your sword swinging type game when it comes to Rise, even Dead Rising with the amount of zombies that are in the game. It's absolutely amazing the amount of diversity that's there. And then you have people that just pick on that one thing that the console really doesn't have right now. And then not only that, but if you look at Japanese games, I just want to put this in real quick. talk about Japanese games, they might not have Japanese RPGs, but if you look at games like One Piece, all right, Attack on Titan, for people who like those Japanese-based games, Japanese games are coming to the system. And then you have Scalebound in 2017 as well. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah, definitely. Gotcha. I mean, and it's not a huge group of people, but there is definitely a group, that would enjoy those types of games in that genre on the Xbox, and I think we're slowly getting there. I mean, it's never been really Xbox's great point, even though the 360 had a lot of those types of games come out for the 360. If you didn't know, Lost Odyssey, those types of games, Blue Dragon, there's a ton of other ones also too that were really good. But I think those games are coming. I think maybe at some point, I don't know if we'll get any exclusive, but maybe some of the, maybe some of the other ones that are a little bit bigger, we're going to be multi-plat. So no big deal. So let's see here. Okay, so it looks like that was pretty much the last topic I had, for the panel here that I had thought of. So we're just going to dive into a few questions, and I know we already had some good ones here in the chat. So. Chat right now, if you have some more questions, go ahead, shoot us them in the chat. We'll go over them. I'll pose them to the panel here, and let's go ahead and get this done. So let's see here. Okay, I got a good question here from Alpha Wolf. I want to make sure I pose this question to the panel because I told him I would. It said, with Gears 4 campaign trailer dropping, do you guys think that Gears 4 will have the best campaign in any Gears game yet? Now that's a pretty big mountain to climb. Honestly, so it's a good question. So I'll start with you on this one, GKB. You think Gears 4 is shaping up to have the best campaign, maybe?
I think it has the potential to be the best campaign of all time. I'm very optimistic that it will. I like what they're doing. I like what they're showing. I like where they're going with it. And it's nice that they're, showing they have Marcus Phoenix. We just seen Coltrane in there. I'm sure Baird's going to be in there at some point. So, yeah. It definitely has potential. Will it be? I don't know, man. We have to play the game and wait for it to go ahead and give the final verdict on that. But I definitely think it has potential. Awesome.
What about you, Prayer? What do you think about that bold claim?
I think it will.
Oh wow!
I was going to go on the limb and say I think it will. I think they got this story right. I don't. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but who's writing this story for this game? If anybody knows,
I don't know the writer.
Lady Foxfire.
Where you at?
Writing the story. So
is she in chat? No.
No.
But I think they're playing on the strings of everybody. They're gonna give us a little bit of old. They're gonna give us some new to move forward. And we probably know we're probably gonna lose a couple of people in this one too. So it's gonna be, kind of like, how you felt when Dom died. And if that's a spoiler for someone, I'm sorry. So like, it's going to be on that level, they're not going to pull this Master Chief shit. If someone's going to go, they're going to go, whether it's going to be,
I think though, for like
characters or not,
for it to be like to beat all the other stories and to like everybody love it, we have to love these new characters and we still don't know about them. So that's where I'm kind of on the fence and saying, yeah, I think it is going to, because it's just like what we saw with like Halo. A lot of people didn't attach themselves to Locke. I thought he was a good character. I like Buck and everybody else, but the fans are, they're kind of crazy about some of this stuff, man. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think everybody's gonna latch on to JD. If the story goes the way I think it's gonna go, I think it was gonna hold on to JD Phoenix.
Yeah, I think so too. Just the early my spider sense of tingling when I watched the trailer and everything. I really, because he's already. Just the fact that he's Dom's son gives him kind of a foot in the door anyway. People are already intrigued about him. Dom, sorry about that, but Marcus. I apologize. But just because he's Marcus Phoenix's son, he already has a leg up. Just there's so much mystery surrounding him. Who's his mom and what's the backstory? What's the relationship between him and his dad, and how did things come about? So he already has a foot in the door, just by being his son. So I think the potential is there. Like GKB said, it still remains to be seen, but the foundation is definitely there for this to be the best campaign yet. So what about you, Xbot? What are you thinking, man?
When it comes to the story, like you guys know, I'm into Halo, and there's one thing that I constantly run into with Halo, and they're a group that I call Halo purists that basically want like Halo 3 over and over and over again. So with calling this, like saying if it's going to be the best story ever, I feel that Gears has kind of like that foundation or that fan base that will also be kind of like the Gears purist. So you have to think about whether or not people will accept this change as well with the characters, like GKB said. I think with Rod there overseeing this project, with them knowing this is a very important title, and with this new cast of developers in the coalition, because there are new people there that are working on Gears as opposed, to back in the day with Epic. I know people have come over from Epic as well, but it's a new thing. It's really important that they get it right and they have the right person running the project. So I'm going to go out on a limb with Predator and say, yes, this will be the best story in the entire Gears franchise.
Awesome. So shout out to Chicken Spaghetti also too, because he put up interesting that you brought up Halo and Gears, because Chicken, I know you're listening live. If you can go ahead and tweet out that link that you sent me about how the coalition, while making the game or during the process of making the game, they also got help from 343, and they got help from Turn 10. Was it Playground or Turn 10? I think it may have been Turn 10 Studios to help build the game internally. Nice. So it's a very, very interesting read. If you could put that, just link whoever's here on the panel and put that link up on Twitter if you can, Chicken, that would be perfect. Yeah, so I think there's influences everywhere. They all helped each other make the game. It's a great article. I hope you guys see it once you go ahead and put that up on Twitter. So that's a good question, man. Very, very good question. So I want to go ahead and take a couple more questions here before we wrap things up. Another question I got here from She-Wolf. Shout out to She-Wolf, the unofficial, I should say, secretary of everybody in the Xbox community who has a YouTube channel. So shout out to you, love. Hope you're feeling all right and doing good today. So she said for the panel, if you guys get to it, what do you guys think about October's Games with Gold lineup? A lot of people are not happy with the lineup. It's funny because I asked this question, I think it was either last podcast or the podcast before that. I know where I stand when it comes to these games with goals. They're free. First of all, I just kind of want to prefix my answer by saying they're free. Exactly. I don't usually make a big deal about what we get. If we happen to get something that I really enjoy, kudos. If we get a game that I've never played, kudos. So if there's a game over there that I played and I didn't really like it, maybe it was a BC game or something I didn't enjoy on 360, well, then I don't download it. So but there's options there for everybody. We're not going to get a AAA game every month. We know that as far as like something out of the blue, but they do always try and give us a diverse lineup or a couple different things. What I noticed too is that you guys remember for a while there we were getting like repeat games. They would have a game for like 2 months. Like I think it was that pool game that we got like 2 or 3 times. Like pool that pool, something like that. We got a couple of months in a row. So they've done a good job at switching it up and being different. So what do you guys think? So we'll start with you on this one, Xbox, about the games with gold.
It's funny. I do see a lot of complaints about the games with gold in October, but when I'm looking at it, I'm also looking at it with the entire gaming community in mind. And you're not gonna have those titles that kind of like adhere to you personally, like every single month in games with gold. I think actually the lineup they have right now is really diverse, where you have a baseball simulation that's coded with like a cartoon look, where you could customize your character, all that good stuff, which is really cool. You have the Escapist, which I'm looking forward to. My son actually bought the game. When I tell him that that's going to be free next month, he's probably going to be a little upset about that because he spent money on it. But it's something that I've always had my eye on, but I never put my foot on that pedal and spent that money. And so I'm excited to play that. And then you have like I Am Alive, which was a game from the previous generation. It was another one I had my eye on, but I never hit that switch and put down that money for. Now I'll be able to play it for free. And then, Reflex with like the dirt bikes, the quads and stuff like that. I think it's pretty diverse. And, Xbox has to cater to a wide array of gamers. So it's not going to hit with everybody all the time, man.
Definitely. I think they do their best at putting things up there that, that they know may hurt, not hurt, but some people would like, and they try and be different, diverse, try and do different things. So, what about you, Pred? What do you think about the games we go to offer for October?
In the past, I used to like just download everything because it was free, and then the last couple of months, I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna play that, and it's and like Xbox said, like it's not gonna tailor to everybody's needs and wants, even though it is pretty diverse this time around. But I've gotten to the point where I'm like, my backlog is so big that I don't even care about these titles anymore, unless it's something I really, really want and I've been looking forward to. Like, hey, bring me some Ninja Gate, holler at me when y'all put that on there, But like, I mean, I look at these titles. I gotten to the point now. I look at them and I see if I would even think about considering even playing them, and if I don't even download them anymore. So, for some people who are like light on cash or just just really have a game that they really, really look forward to and it actually drops, yes, it's going to work out for them. And Xbox said before, it's like some of these games are games I would never have ever played ever anyway. So it gives you an opportunity to pick up something new that you never touched. And another thing I like to think is like, because of this time of year, why would they release a game that you want really bad when they have games they want you to buy right now? So and again, it is free, but I mean, would they rather have you playing Recore, or would they rather you be playing this baseball game that's coming out? I mean, of course they want you playing Recore. So I mean, they're not going to push out really, really good games around the time when they're releasing some of the stuff they want people to be on playing too.
Blam, if I could, I made a bold prediction. I think I did it on Crossfire. I'm going to say it again here real quick. With that being said, with games for October, I am actually predicting that in November, Dead Rising 3 will be one of the games with gold. So I'm just going to put that out there, put it down on the table, walk away.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You're probably right.
You're ready to drop the other Dead Rising for December.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good that and Rise obviously or something. Two games that people have kind of felt like.
I gave up all hope on getting Rise.
Yeah, I did too at this point.
Yeah.
You can go to GameStop right now and get it for like $10. So
yeah, I know.
I don't know if we'll ever get Rise or not. But anyway, GKB, what about you, brother? How do you feel, man?
Yeah, like everybody's got great points. I'm kind of like you, Blam, and Xbox. Like, I'm all about like free games. I'll play a couple of them, like The Escapist and Reflex looks interesting to me. I like Achievos and stuff, so I like to get all that kind of stuff. But Predator, I think, nailed it on the head because it's the same thing I said on Xbox Nation when we were talking about it is, why are they going to put out like these blockbuster games? And probably the next couple of months, we're probably going to see similar games with gold just like this because so many games are coming out. And honestly, I'm okay with that because I want to spend my time on these new games coming out. And, they want you to buy these new games. So, it's cool. Like, I'm always cool with free games. Like, so.
Yeah, regardless. Same here, man. So my position is the exact same as those gentlemen also, too, on Games with Gold. I mean, they're free, first of all. Second of all, they got things coming down the pipeline. We got a lot of games coming out in the next couple months. So, I think they probably want you to go out and buy those, rather than playing, the other ones. So got a couple other questions here. I'll take one or two more, then I'll go ahead and end it here. That's a good question too. Not sure though.
That's a good problem, man. Too many good questions. It's like,
Okay, so here we got a question. I don't know anything about this game, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Maybe GKB, you or Pred or Xbox. No. Got a question. Got a question here from Mitchell Freeman. Shout out to you, Mitchell Freeman. He said, "What do you guys think of that Bunker trailer? It's a live-action game, kind of like those Telltale games." Said the story was written by some of the people who wrote for The Witcher. Has anybody seen that trailer?
Sure did.
Yeah, I have.
I haven't.
Okay, so you guys can. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm about to YouTube it right now. But you guys give your opinion, Xbot and GKB. Go ahead, GKB. Start with you.
Okay, yeah. I thought it looked amazing. Honestly, I am. Like, it was cut in a certain way to like get the hype and stuff behind the game. I think it's really cool. I love when developers and stuff push this kind of stuff and give us new experiences. I think it's really awesome. I worry because at the same time, these games kind of live and die by the cast and characters and the acting in the game. So if it's very poor acting and just a crappy script, it's probably not going to do very well. You probably won't get interested into the story. But it has a great premise, like that whole like he's the last one stuck in this bunker and he's trying to figure out you're not allowed to go downstairs. There's something down there. What's down there? I think that's all awesome. Sets up a lot of story elements and some tension and stuff. So I'm really, really interested in it, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried about the acting and the story altogether. So.
Okay. What about you, Xbox?
Before I answer that, GKB, I got to ask you real quick because I haven't seen it. Is there a price point on this game, or is it just the trailer and they haven't said anything about how much it will be?
Yeah, I haven't seen how much it would be. That's another good question, especially with live action and stuff, what kind of budget we're in. But yeah, they didn't say anything about a price point yet.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So when it comes to this game, it's that live action psychological thriller. There's a bunch of things where you're moving the cursor kind of like Walking Dead from Telltale Game style, but it's a live like movie type thing. To me, after I saw the trailer, it looks like a B-rated movie to me. For anybody that I talk to O Snaps all the time. I for some reason or another, when she's on Netflix, she always gravitates towards B-rated like zombie movies and stuff like that. I absolutely hate that. Yeah. Like I don't even give her the controller for like Netflix or anything like that anymore. I'm like, all right, we'll dictate it through my hands. Like it's a good premise, but like GKB said, it depends on the acting. And from what I've seen from the trailer, I can't really get into it. A price point would be something I would really like to hear. You know what
Chicken's
I'm saying?
saying it's $20 he thinks, but I'm not sure.
If it's like $20, it's worth a shot. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what they do. I do like psychological thrillers in terms of movies. So to have an extra part in that where I'm helping decide what to do, where to go, and stuff like that, it gives it that extra element. But for $20, I would say, yeah. Anything more than that, I'm a little kind of like on the fence about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look at it here in a minute. I got the trailer pulled up, but I'll take a look at it afterwards. But okay, cool. So I'll take one more question, and then we're gonna go ahead and end this in the podcast here. So go ahead.
Christopher's saying it's $15 now, but regular price is $20. So for $15, I would probably definitely get it.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
Okay. All right.
There's a
$15.
live stream on GameSpot too. I'm watching their YouTube channel, but GameSpot did a live stream on it.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I have to take a look at that. All right. Definitely want to see what kind of game that is. Speaking of, I'll go ahead and end with a question. Somebody just kind of brought it up right now too. So Master Yoda, shout out to you, Master Yoda 52. He's always in here rocking out in the stream. Appreciate you stopping in, brother. He says, anyone played Everspace? He said the game preview. And he said 60 minutes is not enough time to try it. Anybody get a chance to play Everspace yet?
Interesting. No, I haven't.
I played about 10 minutes of it. Not because it sucked. I had other shit to do. But I like what little bit I did play. I mean, I've been watching a lot of trailers of it recently. And it's been on Steam, I believe, for a while too. So you can pull up some trailers from Steam. But the only thing I didn't like about it when I first started playing, like the controls are really, really touchy, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm. Like you move and you really move. I'm sure you can probably change that in the settings, but and there's some things missing because it's just in preview program right now that you're not going to get if you get the the game on Steam or whatever. But it's free to download. It's in preview, so you can download it for free and play it and check it out if you want. But I mean, it looks great. I didn't see any drop off from the PC versions that I was watching. So I mean, that's all I got, though. I haven't really gotten a chance to play it and get into playing it. I'm going to play it Monday and try and stream it on Beam. It's a little plug there. So I'll play it this Monday, and I'll be able to answer this question later on.
Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't gotten a chance to play it. Got it downloaded. I haven't got a chance to play it yet, though. But I may even do it here this evening. Shoot, once we get done, I'm not sure. But I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. Everspace is one of those games that we talked about months ago. There was an idea that Xbox game came to the preview program. The game looks fun, looks phenomenal. The environments are great. Graphically, it looks great. Just looks fun. Definitely more of an arcade space shooter type rather than like some No Man's Sky type clone or game or anything like that. So Okay, cool. So I think that's it for the questions. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, everybody. You know, I try and keep my the podcast as close to an hour as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody on the panel here, let everybody know where they can find them, any current events they got going on. We'll start with you, Xbot, as far as what you got going on, man. Let everybody know where they can find you.
No doubt. Yo, first, before I say that, yo, I got to say, PTK Blam, yo, this is an absolutely awesome podcast. I actually look at this as like your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast, man. You guys, you do something that's top shelf and you keep it to like around an hour. You get right to the point, man. I absolutely love this show. And I appreciate every time you have me on here, man.
No problem, brother. Appreciate having you on. You taking the time, man. Gamer's Block, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yo, for the hardcore gamers out there, you know, every Saturday. But yeah, you know, as usual, yo, definitely check out my channel. It's Xbot448. I keep everything simple. Yo, you want to add me on Xbox Live? It's Xbot448. If for some rhyme or reason I do a Twitch stream, it's Xbot448. We have the next podcast every Saturday, 6 p.m. Check out thenextpodcast.com. It's a website that has all the information about every single person on the panel. And yeah, like I said, man, it's an absolute pleasure being here, dude.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Once again, shout out to O Snaps too, who keeps
she
this
went
guy.
To work, man. She took off the podcast, yo.
I gotta go by.
She gotta get out of here. But she keeps that guy over there sane. So shout out to you, O Snaps. So let's go ahead and move on to the governor. I know you got a lot to say, man. Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, as always, like Xbox was saying, I love being on the Shop Podcast, talking games with everybody here. I'm GKB, the governor. You can find me at Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and Twitter. We're also on Beam, She-Wolf and I, at She-Wolf and GKBX. All the streams and everything I'll be doing now is going to be having face cams. You can see my pretty face everywhere. So come rock out with us and have a good time, man. Thanks again, everybody.
Awesome. So what about you, Pred?
Man, y'all can find me on the Xbox After Party. My time is getting a little short over here, so don't know how much I'm going to be doing for YouTube here in the next couple of weeks. But this coming week, yeah, I got a lot of free time. So Monday, I'm going to probably do a little bit of Everspace on Beam. Tuesday, when I get off of work, I'm going to do a little bit of Beam with Forza Horizon 3. And I'm sure everybody else will be playing that too, so you won't be watching.
I'll jump in with you though, man. As soon as you get online co-op, I'll be right there.
You'll see my driver tar in front of you, so don't worry about it. I'm doing a video Monday too, for my segment. I decided to call it the Combat Xbox. I'm preparing for my deployment, so I'm gonna do a quick little video about some of the stuff that I have to deal with as far as packing and all kind of stuff with my Xbox and basically gaming on the go from the military perspective. So that'll be Monday. And that's it for this week. And I'll probably be in everybody else's podcast this week as well, as always. So check me out. My channel is the Xbox After Party. So make sure you guys follow me there. I'm trying to get to 100 subs for the end of the year. So follow me there.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely follow this man, people. Go to his channel. He got great content.
Pred, I just gotta say, man, your logo. Every time I see it, yo, I can't stop staring at it. That is an
She-Wolf, man. She-Wolf did that.
My goodness, yo.
She-Wolf did that, man. So shout out to her.
No doubt.
Awesome. Cool. So, don't forget, GKB, plug the community game night, man. Let everybody know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I just got reamed by She-Wolf about that. She's like, community game time. We played Destiny private matches. They have the new Supremacy mode. I don't know if that's for everyone or just people with the Rise of Iron. I think it's for everyone though. We're gonna have a fun time blasting each other in the face. It's gonna be streaming on Beam too. So if you can't play, come check it and watch it. All that kind of cool stuff. 9:30, in like 15 minutes.
Awesome. And I am the host with the most, PTK Blam. You guys know where you can find me here on YouTube. Got some more videos coming here too on the channel. Got a couple of videos I want to do. More than likely some reviews. I am going to start streaming. I did finally decide that I'm going to put forth some time to get a stream set up on Beam. Me and my wife are going to be doing some streaming there. It's going to be awesome. So you guys look forward to that. Follow me on Twitter, PTK Blam. YouTube. Like I said before, I appreciate all you guys for coming out to rock with me. I know it's been kind of a long week for me. Once again, I do want to say a huge shout out to the Xbox community for the support that you've all shown for me and my family. Yesterday especially kind of had a rough day with my son. So I really appreciate the love and support and prayers that you guys all gave us yesterday, man. It means a lot, and it just shows me, that what we're doing here in the Xbox community matters, and it's a great community to be a part of. So I'm very, very happy with that. Other than that, man, we are out of here, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening, man. I'm gonna go kick GKB's ass and some Destiny here in a little bit. So if you guys want to
be doing that.
yeah, if you guys want to watch that, tune in on the Beam stream. So she Wolf ain't exclusive to that ass whooping either. She gonna get it too. So shout out to She Wolf. I love you, girl. I gotta kind of buffer that because she kicked my ass anyway. So anyway, you guys take it easy, man. As TKB would say,
take care of your fellow gamers.
All right, man. We are out of here. You guys take it easy. Enjoy the rest of the evening.